Hi, I'm Laura Knights with Knights Consulting, and as a leadership and team development company, we support organizations to create more competent, confident leaders and high performing teams. In this video, I wanted to provide some tips for leaders and managers on how to maintain and foster connection among your team while working remotely. For many people, working remotely has been the standard for some time. However, with the current coronavirus pandemic and the necessity of social distancing, many people have been suddenly thrust into an overnight virtual work environment. While there are many great technology tools to help us navigate this, the importance of intentional human connection and interaction cannot be overlooked. Connection is about building relationships and developing belonging, which fuels collaboration, good communication, and engagement in the workplace. Especially in light of the current widespread stress and anxiety that many people are feeling, connecting with colleagues can serve an even more powerful purpose. For many people, regular daily interactions at work, like stopping by a colleague's desk for a quick chat or congregating in the lunchroom or at the coffee machine, provided consistent opportunities to build connection at work. And we sometimes take for granted the power of those small interactions to build community trust and morale in the workplace. So, given all of this, I wanted to provide 7 practical tips to help you stay connected with your team during this time. So, number one, say all the things and listen. Soft skills such as empathy and active listening have always been extremely important leadership competencies, but I would argue that they are even more critical in this time. When communicating with your team, verbally acknowledge the increased challenges that come with working from home while simultaneously caring for families. Understand that productivity might be unstable until people wrap their heads around this new reality. It's important to give grace and flexibility for this, right? But it's also important to have honest conversations about accountability at this time. So, initiating those collaborative conversations up front help to set the tone and expectations for your team's remote work experience. So, two, connect beyond the text. Email and text messages may not be enough in this moment. Pick up the phone, hop on a video chat to have some FaceTime. These small, intentional efforts go a long way to support human connection. Three, support their self management. Some team members may need more support with prioritizing tasks or developing a work schedule that works for both the company and their home life situation. Be available if people need assistance with setting a schedule and getting organized, but let them find a process that works for them and encourage them to speak up when they need help. Four, keep communication open. Don't let a full week pass without having a few touch points with your team. You can have some recurring team meetings to ensure regular touch points. You can host virtual live open office hours where you're guaranteed to be online for questions and other communication that people might want to communicate directly to you at that time. Check in with your team members outside of scheduled meetings, though. Don't forget your one to ones for follow up, feedback, and coaching. We don't know how long these work arrangements might be in place, so do your best to establish a new normal that will allow your team to feel supported during this time. Five, ask for feedback. It may take some time to get in a groove with new work arrangements. Many companies are developing business continuity plans as a response to the disruptions caused by the pandemic. Encourage your team to give feedback on how things are going with their colleagues and with customers so that you can work together, troubleshoot any issues right away, and proactively make adjustments along the way. Six, look for extra opportunities to facilitate team building and engagement. I've had a lot of great conversations over the last week and have heard how leaders are getting creative to engage their teams. One idea that I've heard are digital coffee chats and lunch hours where teams are hopping online to have lunch together and just check in. Virtual water cooler conversations, such as starting your meetings with a few minutes of non work small talk. Lighthearted chit chat can go a long way to keep morale up. Virtual happy hours after work. This is an interesting one. I heard of one company who encouraged their colleagues, it was optional, of course, to meet up with a glass of wine after work hours, and they chatted about non work stuff like their favorite shows on Netflix and hacks for homeschooling their kids and learning shares. as there are some organizations having a bit of a downtime for their employees, or the workflow is not as quickly due to everything that's going on, colleagues are jumping on a Zoom or WebEx call to teach their colleagues something based on a work related article or personal development topic. The sky is really the limit in the different ways to facilitate some virtual team builders with your group. So be creative. And seven, last but not least, take care of yourself and genuinely model this self care for the team. Share ideas on how you are taking care of yourself, from productivity hacks to desk stretches and other healthy behaviors you're implementing into your day. Encourage them to practice self care also and to share their ideas and their strategies. Having these type of conversations will show them that you care about them as well as about the company's bottom line. This level of consideration goes a long way and builds some goodwill with those you are entrusted to lead. So, these are just a few ideas. What are you doing to maintain connection with your team? Type in the comments below and share some additional tips that you found helpful.